That blistering performance of Sad But True from Metallica concludes our Day on the Green highlights. So now it's time to rock it up with the regular Headbangers Ball mix of news, videos and interviews. Coming up this hour, we have new videos from Motley Crue, Warrior Soul, Shadow King, The Almighty and Skid Row. But right now, it's my pleasure to welcome tonight's special guest, David Vicent of Morbid Angel, who's going to help me out presenting the rest of the show. Hi David, how are you?
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Wonderful.
Now, it's really good to see you again, I must say.
Well, thank you.
Great. And you've been on tour in the States.
We have.
With Entombed, and this really long tour. Could you tell us a little bit, how did it go?
It was actually a month and a half, finishing up the American leg of the Blessed Are the Sick tour. Actually went very well. Played a lot more places this time. Had a really good support, and the fans, even though the recession has kind of made the economy kind of bad, the fans were still there, really supporting it. I thought it was a really good package.
Excellent. You're going to be on tour in Europe in the next few weeks?
Yes, we are. We're coming back to Europe for doing the second leg of the European tour. Still yet unannounced who we're going to be playing with, so certainly if they come out, and they'll see it then.
Now, we have some viewers' questions coming up in a moment, but I'd like to ask you, why haven't we seen a video yet from Blessed Are the Sick?
Well, good question. Our touring schedule, which was very regimented almost immediately upon finishing the LP, has kind of made it really impossible for us to do the type of video that we wanted to do. We didn't want to do just another live video. We wanted to really do something with a concept for it. So it took a little more time in the planning stages of that. But we have just completed one, and I think maybe we'll be seeing it very soon.
Yeah, maybe we'll have the world premiere of that next week.
Here on Headbangers Ball.
Of course. Now, I have some viewers' questions, and this one is from Niall Sheehy of Ireland. And Niall would like to ask your advice for young death metal bands starting up. Have you got anything to say?
Well, I would say first and foremost, it would be a good idea to really concentrate on creativity and originality, and really not pay attention to any preconceived boundaries. I think that's what is possibly limiting not only this genre, but other genres as well, as people thinking that, well, gee, I really shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. I think that just to go wild with creativity and just and that's really the way to shine, I think, for anyone.
Sounds good advice to me. Okay, David, thanks a lot. You're going to stick around for the rest of the show, help me out with the presenting.
I will, thanks.
It's really great. And your first job is coming up now. Could you introduce the next video?
I sure will. This video was recorded in 1989 on the Grind Crusher tour, and this is Morbid Angel, Immortal Rights. Check it out.
It was in the summer of 1990, while ex-Foreigner lead singer Lou Gramm was on tour in support of his second solo album, Long Hard Look, that he decided the time had come to put his solo career aside and form a fully fledged band.
For Lou, Shadow King is the latest phase in a remarkable and dynamic career. In forming the band, he joined forces with three exceptional players: longtime writing partner and bassist Bruce Turgeon, former Dio and Whitesnake axeman Vivian Campbell, and ace LA drummer Kevin Valentine.
All 10 of the songs on Shadow King's self-titled debut album were co-written by Lou, 9 in conjunction with Bruce. Having grown up together in the same town, with a 20-year history of musical collaboration behind them, Lou and Bruce enjoy a level of communication that's a precious asset, and a great deal of time and painstaking effort was put into the songwriting process.
Produced by Keith Olsen, the album was recorded and mixed digitally from beginning to end. The result is a sonic feast possessing such clarity and presence that it feels like you're right there in the studio with the band. This is Shirley Graham's hardest rocking effort ever. The music is at once intense and melodic, powerful and captivating, as you'll see for yourself on the debut single, I Want You.
Right, we have another short break coming up, but I've just got time to pose a few more questions to our special guest, David Vicent of Morbid Angel. And these actually come from viewers. And somebody wants to put Preston, UK on the map. This is from Paul Mitchell, and he would like to know, what is your opinion on the current rush of new bands on the death metal scene, and how do you think they'll affect the genre as a whole? Good question, Paul.
That is a good question. Actually, I'm very excited about it, Vanessa, because anytime genre, what I think it shows is a marked growth in the popularity and really acceptance of this kind of music, as I'm sure being able to be played on Headbangers Ball, it's really taken it from being the sort of thing that's been kind of downcast in the past to something that's really viable now. So I'm actually very excited to see there's a lot of really good talent out there now, and I'm always into listening to new bands. So.
But I mean, what are your thoughts on the extremeness of the lyrics?
Well, a lot of different bands go in a lot of different directions. I think that we're pretty extreme ourselves, so I'm not really one to point an arrow at anyone else for being extreme. But I think it's a good exercise. I think it needs to be let out.
Actually, something I wanted to ask you: are you religious in any way?
I'm very religious.
In what way?
Well, I don't think we want to talk about that on TV.
Okay, well, actually, we're just going back to the lyrics now. This question comes from Marcel Schott of Holland, and it's a very good question, actually. He wants to know, why do you think so many metal bands, such as yourselves, Massacre, etc., are lyrically influenced by H.P. Lovecraft?
H.P. Lovecraft. Well, for those who don't know H.P. Lovecraft, he's a early 1900s American fantasy, fiction, horror kind of writer. Very into the macabre, very Edgar Allan Poe-ish. He was he kind of formed a whole storyline based on mythos, but he added factual times and dates and places and people in to add credibility to the story, so it's actually very true sounding. And it's just some very fantastic stuff. If you ever had a chance to read it, it's very influential, actually, on myself as well.
Right, okay. Well, that's all the questions we've got time for, and thanks to everybody that wrote in to David, care of Headbangers Ball. We have to take that short break now, but stay tuned for new videos from The Almighty, Pearl Jam and Skid Row, along with the 12-minute version of The Unforgiven by Metallica. Hi, and welcome back to Headbangers Ball with news of 2 exciting new home video releases that will hit the shops tomorrow. David.
Flesh, Blood, and Videotape is the second video collection to be released by US rockers Poison, and features the videos from their current album Flesh and Blood, plus a previously unseen track called Sacrifice. Video, which was directed by Poison frontman Bret Michaels, has a running time of 30 minutes, and also features additional backstage footage. And while on the subject of Poison, watch out for the release of their double live album Swallow This Live next week.
Tomorrow also sees the release of the first long-form home video from The Almighty. Titled as per their current album, Soul Destruction, the video is an impressive record of the band's sold-out show at the Town and Country Club in London earlier this year. Headbangers Ball can now bring you a preview of Soul Destruction live with this exclusive clip. Here's Ricky & Co. with the thought-provoking ballad, Bandaged Knees.
Coming up shortly, we have Wasted Time, the brand new video from Skid Row. And in fact, the Skids kick off the European tour tomorrow night at The Point in Dublin. Fans of the band should note that on Sunday, 24th of November, Headbangers Ball will be bringing you a Skid Row special recorded on the road with the band, so make a point in your diaries not to miss it.
But before that, the Ball would like to introduce you to a new band who are currently receiving rave reviews in America, Pearl Jam. Once again, the Seattle scene is responsible for spawning this innovative 5-piece who have risen from the ashes of another acclaimed Seattle band, Mother Love Bone. After MLB vocalist Andrew Wood sadly passed away last year, guitarist Stone Gossard and bassist Jeff Ament decided to put together a new outfit. They recruited Mike McCready on guitar, Dave Crewson to handle drums, and Eddie Vedder on vocals, and recorded their debut album, 10, in a country mansion in England.
The result is 10 songs of grunge guitar rock with great melodies and playing, so I'm told. Here's the debut video, Alive.
Last week, Headbangers Ball revealed some exclusive details about the staging and production of Metallica's American tour that kicked off in Illinois on the 29th of October. And if you were watching, you'll already know that this is definitely a tour with a difference, because every venue will have a taper section of 50 to 100 seats from which Metallica fans will be free to take the entire show. The idea behind the plan is to stop the trade in illegal bootlegs by allowing the real fans to record their own.
But the innovation doesn't stop there. The tour will also feature a unique diamond-shaped stage that will create 2 front rows and an unobstructed view for everyone else. Even the fans in the cheaper seats will get to see their fair share of the close-ups because there will be video screens throughout the venue. Headbangers Ball caught up with this groundbreaking tour to find out the full story.
That was Infectious Grooves, the new project put together by Mike Muir and Robert Trujillo of Suicidal Tendencies, where the name of the game is Metal Funk. They'll be out on the road in the States with Ozzy Osbourne as of December the 11th, but their debut album, The Plague That Makes Your Booty Move, is available in Europe as of now.
Meanwhile, one of the most influential bands of the thrash genre, talking about Venom, released a new compilation album entitled In Memoriam Tomorrow. As the title suggests, the album commemorates 10 years of venomous debauchery, with a selection of tracks ranging from the first ever thrash album, Welcome to Hell, right up to the current day.
And on that heavy note, we have to take another short break, but stay tuned for the triple thrash treat. And the highlight of tonight's show, our documentary dedicated to Slayer. I know David's looking forward to that one. Filmed on location at Hammersmith Odeon in London earlier this week, the film traces the history of the band from their formation in LA in '81 through their decade of aggression to the current day. Yes, the heaviness continues right after this short break. Hi and welcome back to Headbangers Ball, where it's time once again for the triple thrash treat. If you don't already know the score, here's someone who's very well qualified to give you all the details. My special guest, David Vicent of Morbid Angel.
Thanks, Vanessa. The Triple Thrash Treat is a part of the show where we play 3 thrash, speed, or death metal videos in a row. Tonight's fearsome trio has been chosen by Egil Muller of Denmark. Hello, Egil. And because we've used his selection, Egil will be shortly receiving a box of metal goodies courtesy of my favorite record label, Earache Records. So, if you like the sound of getting your favorite heavy videos on the airwaves of Europe and receiving a prize for your trouble, then send your suggestions to Triple Thrash Treat, care of Headbangers Ball, P.O. Box 1384, London, NW1 0HW. Is that right?
Yes, in England. So here's tonight's triple thrash treat all the way from Denmark. For your moshing delight, Egil has chosen Pantera, Testament, and first up, Anthrax.
And from the Triple Thrash Treat to the Titans of Thrash, here's Tom and Carrie with a reminder of how to enter MTV's fantastic new competition called New Year's Aggression with Slayer.
Yes, that was our Slayer documentary. Hopefully everything you ever wanted to know about Slayer, but were too busy headbanging to ask. And if you want to witness the band live in the flesh, now's the time to do it, because Slayer are on tour in Europe as I speak. And actually, I just wondered, David, what do you think of Slayer?
I've been a fan of Slayer for a long time now. I think they've actually done a lot for this sort of music, and I really salute their efforts in really bringing it from, kind of a nominal area to as big as it is today.
Mm-hmm. And they're celebrating 10 years together with their double live album.
The new live album.
Which leads me to wonder, might Morbid Angel ever release a live album?
Well, that's a good question. Certainly we've thought a lot about it. We don't have any concrete plans at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see.
And if they do, you know that Headbangers Ball will be the first to know. We're going to take another short break now, but stay tuned for a really funky edition of the Metal Collection. Hi, Vanessa Warwick and David Vicent welcoming you back to the ball, where it's time for you, the viewers, to take centre stage with another edition of the Metal Collection. If you don't already know, this is the part of the show where we play what you say, and if you'd like to take part in a future instalment of the Metal Collection, watch out for the address to write into at the end of the show. David.
Thanks. This week's choice is actually a group effort from all the rockers at Scrumpy's nightclub in Leeds, UK. And it seems they arrived at this funky selection by voting for their favorite dance floor tracks. Stand by for a slice of apple pie American style, with White Trash, along with a healthy helping of Saigon Kick. Extreme will also be along with a track from their debut album. But first up, we have the band who are currently supporting Extreme in Europe, those groovy dudes from St. Louis who go by the weird name of King of the Hill. Check it out.
So all that remains is for me to say thank you very much to David Vicent for helping out on the show, and to wish you good luck with everything in the European tour.
Well, thank you very much. It's been my pleasure, and we're looking forward to seeing all the fans on the second leg of the Morbid Angel Blesser of the Sick UK and European tour.
And I hope to see you down at the Marquee as well.
Sounds good.
Thanks very much, David. Okay, I'll see you again next week, actually, when the show that's more than metal will be coming to you from Sweden with special guest Extreme. So it's bye-bye from both of us.